Hey y'all, Kenny here, thanks for joining me. In my very first video with this rifle, my Thompson Center Encore accuracy tip number 1, I demonstrated my technique for getting small groups from the bench with this rifle. It is somewhat different than a bolt action in several ways. I won't rehash any of that. If you haven't seen that video, be sure to check that out. But I had a viewer comment that technique may not be practical in the field, and that is fair. So in that first video, I'd thought about adding a segment to show you guys how I do shoot this thing when I hunt, but because of the length of the video, I decided against it. But I'm going to take a minute and show you guys how I shoot this rifle in the field. In that first video, I talked about how I minimize contact with this rifle for best accuracy. I use a floating thumb because I found that thumb pressure can really affect where shots go on the target. I use a loose grip. I hold the rifle just enough to keep it steady through the trigger squeeze, and I don't pull the rifle into my shoulder with this hand. Most of us zero our rifles from a steady rest of some sort, whether it be a lead sled or these custom handmade sandbags of mine, but it's not really practical to take those things to the field. I'm not one to take offhand shots at any distance much. I'm not steady as I once was, and the only luck that I experience is of the bad variety, so no Hail Marys for this guy. The only difference in my field technique is what happens at the front of the rifle. I hold the rifle by the sling. I rest my forearm on my fist. Then I can rest my fist on whatever support is available. I am not pulling the rifle into my shoulder. It kind of sits in the shoulder pocket naturally without any help from me. That frees up my hand to shoot with a loose grip. To show you guys how it works, I shot a couple of groups. One with the forearm resting on the bags, and then I waited a while, let the barrel cool, and I shot a group using my field technique. Now, I didn't choose the best day to do my shooting. The wind was up pretty strong, but it was blowing right in my face, so here is that footage. I'm actually surprised by those results. I expected group size to maybe double, holding the rifle in that manner. It's been a long time since I shot a group like that. I used to zero my rifle off the hood of the truck back in the day using that technique. But that first group off the bags, the first shot, that was on me. That's typically 3/8 half-inch group, but as you can see, I shot the same size group, although point of impact did shift slightly, and that's something that I may need to take into account with my rifles if I'm going to take very long shots. I may in the future shoot like that more from the bench. I've never really had any reason to call my technique into question. I'm in the habit of calling my shots on game at the instant the gun goes off. I take a mental picture of where the reticle was at on the animal. Then when I recover, I compare the two, and they always pretty well line up. If you don't do that, that's something that will increase your success, I think, on game. I learned to do it with a self bow. If you don't really focus when you're shooting instinctive with a bow, you'll shoot at the whole animal in spite of your best intentions, and some people do that with the rifle as well. So that may be a little tip that'll help somebody who's not already doing that. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up right there. For those of you who have subscribed to my channel, I do appreciate it. I know my content is somewhat varied. I do have more Thompson Center stuff planned, and as time permits, I'll upload those videos. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and do that now. Your comments are welcome, and thanks again for watching.